All right, we are back for game two. The first pitch is low for ball one, and we are underway. It is Jacqueline Flannery leading off yet again for the Golden Knights. The 1-0, bunted to third. Third baseman O'Brien has it. Fires to first in time for the first out of the ball game. Mia Aquino, who pitched 2 1/3 innings in relief in game one, is continuing as the starter in the nightcap. A nice cool 84 degrees, a good bit cooler from the 88 in game one. The first pitch to Lisa Gorski, as it swung through and missed, strike one. Lisa Gorski pitched in the first game for the Golden Knights. She fouls that one back, 0-2. In game two, she'll be playing out in left field.
Wait, did you pass your driver's test for sure? Is it different in Ohio or is it the same?
0-2 now the count.
Just take the pull up
Aquino's pitch. Misses outside. That'll be ball one, so 1-2 here. Lisa Gorski scored one of the 7 Golden Knights runs in first game as she swings and misses through that. Strike 3, and that's her first strikeout of the ball game. 2 easy outs there for Aquino, and that'll bring up Antonia Busa. She caught the first game, now moves over to shortstop. She went 2 for 3 in the first game, scored a couple of runs. Looks to show bunt, takes it away, and fouls that one back. And the catcher makes a diving catch. A great play there by Janiyah Smith for the third out. So a nice, easy 1-2-3 inning to get this ball game started. Middle of the first, no score.
Why you didn't capture that? Why you didn't capture that? Nah, I brought you here to record video of Rutgers Newark softball. Why you ain't record it?
Maybe God didn't know.
I'll be better. That's why you don't. Never mind. What'd you say?
What if I told you that this represents a profound reimagining of how we're educating the next generation of care providers? Rutgers Health created a first-of-its-kind dual doctorate program that combines a pharmacy degree with a medical degree. It's this sort of expertise that's giving Rutgers graduates a leg up on providing the best care possible.
Thank you, doctor.
It's just one of the ways Rutgers Health is using academic health to breathe new life into education.
I didn't change it. Okay. She get playing hair every time I try to change the number. So I'm like, that is her.
Yeah.
Like, that's her. I don't know what's up with people not being able to wear their jerseys at the game.
I don't know, bro. Some people just forget it in Milwaukee.
We're back here in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Remus McManus at the knees for strike one. Caitlin Hertzing on the bump for the Golden Eagles. Out of West Islip, New York, out in Suffolk County. The 0-1, swung through and fouled back, strike 2. Hertzing had a strong outing her last time out. 7 innings, only 1 run given up. Got the win against Purchase back on Sunday. That one inside for ball 1. 1-2 now the count to Remus McManus. The pitch, swung on and missed. Drop third strikes, they have to throw to first. Get there in time, and they collide. McManus down, but she's all good. That'll be the first out of the game for Rutgers Newark. Now we'll bring up Kayla Cardozo, who had quite a good game for herself in first game today. Went 3 for 4, scored a couple of runs. Looking to get things going in the nightcap.
I feel like the whole world is not Grizzlies. The whole world is Grizzlies.
First pitch, inside and low, ball 1.
I think they changed it. They changed the charger for the news. It looked more like the ones that you put.
The 1-0.
It's so people can buy.
That one's in there for a strike, 1-1. You see the third baseman, Dana, she's playing quite far in, as we saw in the first game. Cardozo has some speed, was able to get on with a bunt single in that first game as she fouls that one back. Now make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Defensive alignment for St. Joseph's. You've got Dana now at third, Busa playing short. She was the catcher in the first game. Bovey and Lugo still at second and first, respectively. The 1-2, swung on miss, got full. She was ahead of it, and back-to-back strikeouts start this first inning for Rutgers Newark. That will bring up Keelan O'Brien to the plate. O'Brien playing third base tonight. Was out in left field in game 1. She went 3 for 4. First pitch, she swings through, 0-1.
Who is it?
0-1 to O'Brien. That one will be low, even up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Caitlin Hertzing here, arguably the strongest pitcher on the St. Joseph staff. The pitch, that'll be upstairs, makes it 2-1. She has a 5.89 ERA, which is good for the 13th best in the Skyline Conference. It's a quite offensive-heavy conference. Looking to strike out the side here, 2 balls and 1 strike to O'Brien. Pitch. That one's hit to the shortstop. Busa sets, fires in time for a 1-2-3. So 2 1-2-3 firsts to get this ball game started. Still no score. End of the first.
Will you invest in yourself today? If you have big dreams but need a college degree to achieve them, then Rutgers University Newark is for you. We'll challenge you to see the world from a different perspective and teach you the skills you need to succeed. Opportunity is being at the right place at the right time. Newark is the place, and your time is now.
Bottom of the second here at Frederick Douglass Field. It'll be Destiny Mori leading off. First pitch, just outside. I'll make it 1 ball and no strike. Destiny Mori went 1 for 3 with a walk in the first game of this doubleheader, looking to get things started in the second. The 1-0, and that one's pops foul, and it'll go back to the net. Evens up the count, 1 ball and a strike.
Well, even this year, probably. This year's
The 1-1 to Mori. That one will be low, but it did catch a bit of the zone, so that will make it 1 ball and 2 strikes to Destiny Mori. Mori going into today just an 0.75 average, although the 1 hit in game 1 certainly brought that number up. 1 and 2 now. Swung on this, strike 3. So that's the 3rd strikeout already for Hertzing. Just an inning and a third into this ball game.
I don't know if he does it. He probably does it here.
So that will bring up the catcher, Janiah Smith, DH'd in the first game. Now behind the dish. Got a single and 2 walks. First pitch. In there for a called strike, 0-1. The Smith and Ferese went back and forth between DHing duties and catching duties these 2 games of the doubleheader. The 0-1 sails outside, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out here to Smith. The pitch. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Smith with the 2 walks in this first game.
Compared to what he's already done.
Able to work these counts, looking to make life a little more difficult here for Hertzing, who's so far sailed through this lineup. And there's ball 3. So once again, doing what she does best, making these pitchers work. 3 balls and 1 strike now the count. The pitch. And that one's tapped right back to the pitcher Hertzing. Tosses it over to the first baseman Lugo for the out. So that is the 2nd out of the inning. That brings Maddie Hack up to the plate, who's 2 for 3 with a walk in game 1. Now up with 2 outs, nobody aboard here in this home second. Looking to get the first base runner for Rutgers Newark in this second game. First pitch. Foul back, and the catcher Chanchuli lost track of where it was, not able to make the catch. So that will be strike 1 as it rolls back to the backstop. That one looked like she had a chance to make the play, but just either because of her mask or some other reason, she seems to have lost it, let the ball drop, and we'll continue now. 0-1 to Hack. Pitch, way up high. Ball 1. So the count's even now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hertzing getting ready. Now delivers. Low, but catches at the knees, strike 2. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hertzing again sailing so far through this game. 3 strikeouts. The 1-2. That'll be low, ball 2. 2-2 now the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Hack. The pitch. I'll miss low and inside to make the count full, 3-2.
Oh, then there's like the, what's it called?
Now Hertzing, someone who up to this point has walked roughly as much as she struck out. Walked 11 batters, struck out 12. As that one's popped up to short, Vusa under it retreats, makes the catch. So another 1-2-3 inning, 6 up, 6 down for Hertzing as we're now through 2. No score.
What if I told you that this represents a profound reimagining of how we're educating the next generation of care providers? Rutgers Health created a first-of-its-kind dual doctorate program that combines a pharmacy degree with a medical degree. It's this sort of expertise that's giving Rutgers graduates a leg up on providing the best care possible.
Thank you, doctor.
It's just one of the ways Rutgers Health is using academic health to breathe new life into education.
Top of the third now. First pitch to Bovey, inside, ball 1. Bovey moves from shortstop to second base. Played shortstop in the earlier game today. Went 0 for 4 with the sacrifice. The 1-0. That one's a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and a strike. Bovey batting .289 going into today. And that one's lifted in to the back of the infield. The shortstop has it, makes the catch. So that's the first out.
Yeah, he's still recovering.
And that will bring us to Amber Dans, the junior out of Islip, New York. Right fielder today. We hadn't seen her in the first game. First pitch to her is in there for a called strike. Dan's still looking for her first hit of the season. 0 for 13 thus far with 2 walks. The 0-1 misses inside. Evens up the count. 1 ball and a strike. So both pitchers so far really cruising through this. Very different from the slugfest we saw in game 1. The 1-1 shows bunt, pops it up, but it will go foul beyond anyone's reach. The catcher, Smith, will go and retrieve it. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dan's just looking to get on base any way she can, so far struggling this season.
Is it happening again? Maybe still doesn't know. He's just not as good. He's like, I'm 100%.
But we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. And that one's grounded to the second baseman. Abreu to her right, tosses to first in time. Dans takes a little bit of a fall, but is all right. And that's the second out, and we're back to the top of the lineup. Jackie Flannery now back up to the plate. She led off this game with a ground out to third. Went 3 for 4 in the earlier game of this doubleheader. She'll foul off the pitch to the right side, out of play. 0-1. And Flannery here again, one of the strongest hitters on this team, one of the strongest hitters in her conference. .415 batting average going into today. The 0-1 in there for a called strike, 0-2. That .415 batting average, good for 13th in the Skyline Conference, which is the 10-team conference that St. Joseph's is a part of. The 0-2 lined over the shortstop's head. That'll be in there for a base hit. It's the first hit of the ball game, a single for Jackie Flannery, and there is one person aboard for Caitlin Lisa Gorski. Lisa Gorski again pitched the opener of this doubleheader tonight, playing left field. She struck out swinging her first time around back in the first inning. Up now with 2 outs and a runner on first. Pitch, fouled back, out of play. No balls and 1 strike.
I think they did it a year, then it was because we gutted it. Well, our coaching staff was crazy with it. Like, everybody got hit.
The 0-1. The runner goes. Here's the throw to second, and she is in there safely for her 4th stolen base of the year. So earlier during the first game, I talked about Flannery being a potential threat on the base paths, and there you see her 4th stolen base in 4 attempts, and now potential first run in scoring position as the 1-1 is fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Flannery, the first batter to make it, or first runner rather, to make it into scoring position in the second game. The 1-2, popped, the shortstop has it, Hack makes the catch, and that will end the third. So Aquino able to work around trouble, and still no score as we are in the middle of the 3rd inning.
No.
That's a transfer.
How do you knock the zip tie off?
Will you invest in yourself today? If you have big dreams but need a college degree to achieve them, then Rutgers University Newark is for you. We'll challenge you to see the world from a different perspective and teach you the skills you need to succeed. Opportunity is being at the right place at the right time. Newark is the place, and your time is now.
Like, offensively, we had every team. Like,
Offensively, there's a reason we are.
except in the Super Bowl, we won the side speed up. Man, we scored 28 in the first half. Run the ball. Julio Jones outside? Nah. Run the rock. Everything that could have went wrong.
Bro, that last drive.
Edelman catch. I'm like, I like we.
Home 3rd inning here as Gabriella Farisi leads off. Farisi caught in the first game, went for 3 with a walk. Now the designated hitter tonight. The first pitch is low and inside for ball 1. Farisi, despite batting 7th, doing quite well for himself offensively this year, batting .296.
All I had to do was knock it down.
Ahead 1-0 here, the pitch. Just catches the inside corner, 1 ball and a strike. After Farisi, it'll be Mahoney and Abreu here in this bottom of the 3rd. The 1-1 bounces on its way to home, so that will be ball 2.
A lot of it. They're not going to be able to turf it. It's not even quite MetLife.
2 balls and a strike. Outside, 3-1. And Farisi thought it was ball 4, throws the bat, makes her way over, but the umpire calls her back. And we'll continue. Rutgers Newark still looking for that elusive first base runner of the game in the bottom of the 3rd. Seeing a bit of a pitcher's duel here. 3-1. Fouled back. That will make the count full. So the third full count so far for Hertzing, but so far she's been able to work her way through all of them. 6 up and 6 down. Farisi looking to end that streak. The payoff pitch. Tap down to the third base line. Tough play for Dana. The throw, the stretch by Lugo, and in time for the out. Good heads-up play there by Dana, who's able to fire, and a good stretch by Lugo to complete the putout. 5-3. Farisi trying to leg her way down that line, but just beat by about a step, so it won't be an infield hit. Instead, it will be a ground out. The first out of this third inning. That brings up Ellery Mahoney. She shows bunt but pulls it away, and the pitch is low, so that's ball 1. It's the first time we're seeing Mahoney playing left field today. Mahoney hitting 179 so far on the season. The 1-0. Fouled back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ellery Mahoney out of Yardley, Pennsylvania. A sophomore. She played in both games of the doubleheader yesterday, went 0 for 1 with a walk and then 1 for 2 in the nightcap. The 1-1 on its way. She shows bunt, taps it foul. That will be strike 2. So Mahoney looking to capitalize on her success in game 2 last night. Looking to do the same in game 2 tonight. The 1-2. She watches that one low. Evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
What you doing? What are you doing?
So we talked about the St. Joseph's infield. We'll walk you through the outfield in just one moment, but first the 2-2. That one will be outside, and once again another full count. This one to Ellery Mahoney. So as mentioned before, we've got Lisa Gorski out in left field, the pitcher of game 1. Jackie Flannery out in center, and Dan's over in right field. Payoff pitch, inside, ball 4, so that's the first base runner of the game for Rutgers Newark. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Laura Abreu. Abreu we saw come in as a defensive replacement back in the first game of this doubleheader. She went 0 for 1 with a walk. Now she'll be up with a runner on first and only 1 out in this bottom of the third.
Yo, what was that last play?
She shows bunt and bunts it foul for strike 1.
Yo, I love that song. So it's the double fifth.
Abreu, a bit of a slow start this year, just 4 hits on the season, but looking to build off that momentum from game 1.
What number is she? 6.
The 0-1. That one just outside, ball 1. Mahoney on first base, stolen 1 base on the season. First baseman not quite holding her on. The 1-1 misses upstairs, 2 balls and a strike.
Having this on your resume, did you like your first name?
Well, already, whatever you did here looks crazy.
So for those of you who just tuned into the second game, this is quite the polar opposite to what we saw in game 1. We had a bit of a slugfest with Rutgers Newark coming on top 8-7. Now no score here as the 2-1 is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Through 3 innings, it was already 3-2 Rutgers Newark in game 1. Still no score in the bottom of the 3rd here. The 2-2. Just gets a piece of that, fouls it back. Almost off the knob as it ricochets off to the right. So the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mahoney staying put there at first so far. The 2-2 to Abreu. That one's grounded down the 3rd base line, but foul.
It wasn't that bad because
3rd baseman Dana picks it up, throws it back to her pitcher, Hertzing.
I could understand everything you told me. Like everything you would tell me in Spanish, I understood it. I just did not speak it.
The Hertzing dealing with her first base runner of the game. We'll see if that impacts how she pitches around here. And the 2-2 sails way high. A fake by Chenchuli, excuse me, over to first, but no throw. Yet again, the count is full. This time to Abreu. The payoff pitch. Swung on a miss. The runner goes. The throw to second. Not in time. So Abreu strikes out, but Mahoney rather, able to get over to second with the stolen base, her 2nd of the season. And now Rutgers Newark has the top of their lineup with a runner in scoring position. Mariah Remus McManus up to the plate, struck out her first time around. Pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Seemed the pitcher Hertzing gave a look back to the runner Mahoney, but she's staying put at second base.
I don't think they have enough to give them the game. If they win, it's just we just.
The 1-0. Swung through and missed strike 1.
Because like if it goes to 6, it's because it's 2-2 and we're just
1-1 now the count.
There's nobody on our team that can guard.
Hertzing sets and delivers the 1-1, and that is fouled back on the right side, way out of play. Almost makes its way out to the street. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
But I know how we do it. They ran something last week I've never seen them run the season. They ran a kicker.
Hertzing now 1 strike away from working out of a jam of her own, although compared to, again, what we saw in the first game, a jam of a much smaller magnitude. The 1-2 sails high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Remus McManus, of course, looking to keep that jam going and potentially drive Mahoney in here.
I just hope y'all just take this to the play.
McManus 9 RBIs going into today. The 2-2 is grounded up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Mahoney around 3rd. Here comes the throw. It's offline. She'll be in safely. Remus McManus over to 2nd. The throw back up there sails away, and she's in safely sliding at 3rd base. So an RBI single that then with an errant throw, she was able to get over to 3rd base on. And the Scarlet Raiders score their first run of the game, making it 1-0. That's just a good piece of hitting there, able to work through a long, tough at-bat, able to hit one up the middle, and now it's a 1-0 ball game. So now the first pitch to Cardozo. That will miss, so that's ball 1. So Remus McManus there, never slowing down there, heads up, saw where the throws were going, saw the throw to 2nd making its way to the outfield as that one misses inside 2-0, and is able to turn a single into ending up on 3rd base, and now potentially a situation for Cardozo to add some insurance here in this 3rd inning. But 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. That one misses outside, so now 3 balls and no strikes. And Hertzing, who Just look to be carving through this lineup this first few innings. Not quite looking as sure up on that mound. A walk, a stolen base, and RBI single. And now behind 3-0. The pitch to Cardozo. That one will be in there for a strike, so now 3-1. Cardozo, she's someone who walks a lot. 13 walks already going into today.
You ever seen me without my beard, right?
Now ahead 3-1. The pitch catches the inside corner. Cardozo thought maybe she had ball 4, but that will make the count full. So full count, runner on third, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Once again, Rutgers Newark up 1-0. The payoff pitch in there, called strike 3. So Hertzing able to limit the damage, but Rutgers Newark gets on the board. They're up now 1-0, end of 3.
To the European Wax Center on Halsey Street in Newark. Come on in.
Top of the 4th now, Aquino pitching with the lead this time with Rutgers Newark up 1-0. Busa, the shortstop, leading off. Pitch up high, 1 ball and a strike. Busa fouled out to the catcher her first time around, went 2 for 3 in the first game earlier today. The 1-0, fouled back into the screen, evens up the count, 1 ball and a strike. So it'll be Busa, Dana, and Lugo in this 4th inning. The 1-1 fouled back yet again, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I was working a game at Queens. Theirs was like really foul ball. They had it on like a little stand on the thing, like that shit hit the stand fell over. Camera hit the they had like one of them cameras.
The 1-2, and that one is lined to the shortstop. Diving play by Hack. What a play for the first out. Looked like a surefire single through the hole into left, but Hack there diving to her right, able to make the catch for the first out. And that'll bring up the DH, Gianna Brown, who grounds one. Another chance for Hack. Fires to first, right on the money. So 2 pitches and 2 back-to-back plays for Hack. The second a good bit easier than the first, but both made quite well. And just like that, there are 2 outs and nobody on for the third baseman. Dana popped out to the second baseman, Abreu, her first time aboard, first time at bat. She pops the first one foul out of play. 0-1. So Aquino, after going 2 1/3 scoreless to close out the first game, now 3 2/3 in this game. Hasn't given up a run as that one's lifted shallow right, and Cardozo comes in to make the catch. So a nice, easy 1-2-3 top of the fourth. So mid-fourth, Rutgers Newark still leads 1-0.
What if I told you that this represents a profound reimagining of how we're educating the next generation of care providers? Rutgers Health created a first-of-its-kind dual doctorate program that combines a pharmacy degree with a medical degree. It's this sort of expertise that's giving Rutgers graduates a leg up on providing the best care possible.
Thank you, doctor.
It's just one of the ways Rutgers Health is using academic health to breathe new life into education.
Ryan does everything. Where's your camera go? Over there. I went to get my work. No, I didn't get it. I actually was recording though. I went too far. I was so fucking pissed. You know how hard it is to track that ball, okay? That's why I hire you, because I know.
Bottom of the fourth now. Keelan O'Brien leading off. Grounded out her first time up in this second game. And she is the first one. Diving shortstop Busa gets up, throws to first, got her by a step. Great diving play there by Busa to her left, able to get up and get O'Brien by about half a step. So back-to-back groundouts for O'Brien today. And now Destiny Mori up. She struck out her first time up at bat. Now up again here in the bottom of the fourth.
I would not be.
First pitch, off speed, missed both inside and high for ball one. So if you're Hertzing here in this situation, you're really just looking to have as clean an inning as possible after getting hit around in the third, and thanking your lucky stars you limited the damage just to the one. And now the 1-0, and that one's grounded foul, evens up the count 1-1.
Like, your two best players, him and Franz, she's like 20%. They do too much of the same stuff. They're going to have to split them up at some point.
The 1-1, bounced low, 2 balls and a strike.
Only average 18 this year? Follow. Only average 18 this
And to Hertzing's credit, she has had some quite good outings of late. Again, last time able to go just seven innings, giving up just one, as that's fouled back, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 to Maury. Popped high, foul, the third base Dana running over, but it'll make its way into the dugout. No play there. The count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ain't no strategic bases loaded.
So again, 2-2 to Maury. Pitch on its way. Swung on and missed, got ahead of that. So that's the 5th strikeout today for Hertzing. Janiyah Smith now up to bat. She grounded out to the pitcher Hertzing her last time up at bat. And Hertzing again looking like how she did those first 2 innings. First pitch to Smith. Misses upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. So Smith, as mentioned before, had 2 walks in game 1. You can expect she'll be trying to work the count here. The 1-0. That one misses inside. So again, 2 balls and a strike. In that prior at bat, she worked the count. She had 3 balls before she ground that one back to the pitcher. And now ahead here 2-0. Pitch on its way. That one will be a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Smith. If Smith can continue the inning, Hack, who made 2 great defensive plays in the top half of this inning, would be on deck. The 2-1. Fouled and got a piece of that. Fouled it off her foot, so that will even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Smith returns back to the batter's box. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Got ahead of that, strike 3, so a bounce back inning for Hertzing. Strikes out 2, a 1-2-3 inning, and at the end of 4, the score remains Rutgers Newark 1, St. Joseph's 0.
The European Wax Center on Halsey Street in Newark. Come on in. Hi, Sharice. I'm excited about this process today.
European Wax Center. So we're going to be waxing your upper lip today. So when you're in the cleanser, this is going to remove any oils, any skin, any natural oils from the skin.
I'm Sunita Williamson, the owner of the European Wax Center on Halsey Street, and we are here in the European Wax Center. I just got my lip done. If you can see, my lip is transformed. I'm now hairless, no mustache, but I wanted to talk about our products because not only do we do full body waxing, we also have products that help with the continuation of your waxing experience. So for example, we have an ingrown hair serum.
I threw it back in the rocks. I didn't want to take
Top of the 5th as Samantha Lugo leads off for St. Joseph's. 0 for 1 with a pop out to shallow center. First pitch misses high and inside. 1 ball and a strike. After Lugo, it'll be Chanchuli and Bovey. The 1-0, fouled back, out of play. 1 ball and a strike. Aquino tonight looking really comfortable on this mound, and you've got to be asking how long they're going to let her go through, especially if Rutgers Newark holds a lead, as the 1-1 is low, 2 balls and a strike. Of course, she did pitch those 2 1/3 innings in game 1. So in total now at this point, she's pitched over 6 innings, but continuing to go strong as the 2-1 is lined. Shortstop has it, but has no play. Just a soft liner off the bat, and Lugo got down that line quick enough that Hack had no play and made the right move, just keep it in her pocket. But now Lugo is aboard with an infield single. And that will bring up the catcher, Adriana Chanchuli. Chanchuli grounded out to third her first time back in the 2nd inning. Pitch, the runner goes, but that is fouled back, so it'll be 0-1. Lugo, 1 stolen base on the season. Pitches, misses low, 1 ball and a strike. First baseman Mori playing quite shallow, potentially expecting a bunt situation. We've seen a lot of bunts on both sides of the series. She shows bunt, pops it foul, but runs its way over to the right before anyone can make a play. Now we'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Mori there correctly anticipating the bunt, but the ball popped just out of the reach of either her or catcher Smith. So now Mori backs up with 2 strikes. The 1-2. Lined it right at Mori as she steps on the bag. It doubles off the runner Lugo. So an unassisted double play. Mori backed up and happened to be in the perfect spot for that. Catches the liner, steps on first. A nice, easy 3 unassisted double play.
I don't eat that in general.
So that'll erase that base runner as Bovey comes up to the plate. Second baseman, and the first pitch is lined into center field. The center fielder reaches, and Remus McManus makes the catch, running back into her right. So double play erases the base runner, and a nice, quick, easy inning as we're now in the middle of the 5th. Still 1-0 Rutgers Newark.
The balance is crazy.
Will you invest in yourself today? If you have big dreams but need a college degree to achieve them, then Rutgers University Newark is for you. We'll challenge you to see the world from a different perspective and teach you the skills you need to succeed. Opportunity is being at the right place at the right time. Newark is the place, and your time is now.
He asked me how long to keep the camera on. He was like, "Oh, you put the camera on." Oh yeah, this one. I was like, "It's
Maddie Hack leading off for the Scarlet Raiders in the home 5th. It'll be Hack, Farisi, and Mahoney in this bottom of the 5th. Rutgers Newark here leading 1-0. Hack popped out to short her first time around.
I think it's like, I feel like it's football.
First pitch she sees is popped up. Third baseman misses it and is bobbled, but she's away from the bag. The throw gets away, but Hack is back there in time. So what should have been a pop out to the third baseman Dana instead is an error, and she gets aboard for the first, for the leadoff person of the 5th. And now the DH Farisi will come up to the plate. Farisi grounded out to third her first time up. This time up with a runner aboard. First pitch, misses inside, ball 1. Hack hasn't attempted to steal a base this season. We'll see if she tries to here with nobody out. The 1-0 misses outside, 2 balls and a strike.
out of nowhere. Like, even I'm like, yo, what's the fuck?
I think with me, like, practice-wise, I'm mad too. Like, we practiced at like 6 minutes.
Mahoney looming on deck, who scored the only run so far of this game. The 2-0 misses high and inside, so now ahead 3-0.
You know what sucks? It's like, I'm not saying, but I was like, first game decided, and I knew there was a problem in because we're playing against like some team that just started. They're just punching the lead, and they're getting hyped because
3 balls and no strikes. The pitch
in my head.
catches the bottom of the zone, 3-1. Third baseman Dana playing relatively shallow, maybe expecting a sacrifice. Again, between these two games on both sides, we've seen a lot of bunting going on. 3-1. Misses inside, ball 4. So, error and a walk now puts 2 aboard with no one on. Mahoney now coming up to the plate. She walked her first time up and then came around to score. Now here with an RBI situation of her own with runners on first and second and nobody out. Mahoney 5 for 28 on the season so far. That walk earlier in the second inning, or the third inning rather, was her 4th of the season. A little bit of a conference on the mound, talking to Hertzing, figuring out the game plan for this at bat. But now everyone's back in position, ready to go. Again, runners first and second. Nobody out here with Mahoney up at the plate. The pitch, she shows bunt and doesn't take it away in time, so that'll be strike 1.
You ever seen that video where it's like the guy spits the defenders?
Nothing and 1 now to Mahoney.
But it's like the whack just like split through and like floated. And he looked back, he's like, I want that video. So that was
Pitch misses outside, evens up the count. 1 ball and a strike. So again, for folks who have just been tuning in, the sole run in this game is RBI single from Mariah Remus McManus back in the 3rd, who drove in Ellery Mahoney, who's up at bat currently. Quite the difference from the first game, which was much more of a slugfest, an 8-7 win for Rutgers Newark. The 1-1 misses high, so 2 balls and a strike. This is the first time in this game Rutgers Newark has had more than a single base runner aboard. There's been 3 1-2-3 innings, and of course the 3rd where they score their sole run so far. But now 2 on with no outs as the 2-1 is fouled back, evening up the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 folks on base. Pitch. That one's grounded to short. Could be 2. Doesn't step on the bag, and the throw is not in time, so actually everybody will be safe. Although actually it appears that she did tag the lead runner Hack, so there is 1 out. But still first and second now for Abreu. The first pitch misses low and inside, ball 1. So it seems rather than step on the bag, she was able to get over and tag that lead runner. The 1-0. misses inside, ball 2. So again, Rutgers Newark's hitters able to get ahead in these counts. Now 2-0 to Abreu, who struck out her first time back in the 3rd inning. With Farisi on second, Mahoney on first. The pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Potential insurance run in scoring position here with only 1 out. Pitch, line to short. Shortstop throws to third in time for the out. So again, another fielder's choice getting the lead runner. So it'll stay first and second. That's Farisi out on the fielder's choice. Mahoney moves to second, and Abreu makes her way to first base. So it remains first and second, but now at the top of the order for Remus McManus, who struck out and drove in a batter. 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch, who watches sail right in there for a strike on the off speed.
$5 for 2 pieces of cake.
So back-to-back fielder's choices now makes it Mahoney on second and Abreu on first. 2 outs now for Remus McManus. The 0-1 on its way. That one's chopped again to the shortstop. This time she can go the short way to second. So 3 ground balls all to the shortstop, Busa, and they're able to get out of the jam. The score remains 1-0, Rutgers Newark after 5.
I brought this today in order not to. And sometimes it's just
What if I told you that this represents a profound reimagining of how we're educating the next generation of care providers? Rutgers Health created a first-of-its-kind dual doctorate program that combines a pharmacy degree with a medical degree. It's this sort of expertise that's giving Rutgers graduates a leg up on providing the best care possible.
Thank you, doctor.
It's just one of the ways Rutgers Health is using academic health to breathe new life into education.
Forget, I know, but like if you get greens with white rice, just straight chicken teriyaki, it's almost like
You've been using the last one. That's so rude.
No one
How do you pass?
15
I've
minutes.
been sleeping with
Yo, can I get like 12 and give it to me?
Get over here when you submit it.
Yeah. Remember that one thing you did? It was like, I'm gonna get this. I'm a street bar. It's cheap. It's
Top of the 6th now. Amber Dan's leading off for St. Joseph. She grounded out second her first time up at bat. As mentioned before, looking to get her first hit of the season. She shows bunt and misses on that, so that'll be strike 1. We saw her show bunt in that first at bat as well. Dans does have 1 stolen base, so certainly some speed there. She shows bunt again, but fouls it back. So now 0-2. You got to imagine with 2 strikes, she won't try to show bunt a 3rd time. It's worth mentioning, as we're now in the 6th inning, Aquino's still out there, and that is a called 3rd strike right down the middle. 2nd strikeout of the night for Aquino. So now Aquino 2 1/3 innings in game 1, and now 5 1/3 and still going strong in this 2nd game. The first pitch to Flannery back at the top of the lineup is fouled back. Flannery 1 for 2, a single and a ground out. And as we've seen, Aquino not a strikeout pitcher, only 2 on the day in this game and 1 in her relief appearance earlier today, but able to induce those ground balls, that weak contact, and has been absolutely sailing so far. Just 2 hits given up through 5 1/3. The 0-1 was fouled back by Flannery, so now Aquino ahead 0-2.
I don't know how to explain it to him.
And that one's ground up the middle, diving play, but past Hack, and that will be a base hit. Single up the middle for Flannery. Her second hit of the game. Just the 3rd base hit for St. Joseph. So that will bring it Lisa Gorski up to the plate. Flannery's running. This one's bunted. No play at second. The throw to first in time. So a sacrifice bunt for Lisa Gorski gets the tying run into scoring position. And now the shortstop Busa will come up to the plate with 2 outs, trying to tie this ball game up. Tying run on second base. Busa 0 for 2 tonight. Fouled out and lined out. She fouls that one back out of play. 0-1. That line out again was, if you remember back in the 4th inning, a great diving play there by the shortstop Hack. The 0-1 misses low. 1 ball and a strike. Busa showing bunt. The 1-1 misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Was bluffing there. Busa with 6 stolen bases on the year could get a hit with bunting, but instead she lifts one to right center, and that will drop for a base hit, and this ball game is tied. She is in there diving with an RBI double. So Antonia Busa drives in Flannery to tie this ball game up. And with 2 outs, Flannery's running all the way. And once that thing dropped, it was a sure thing Flannery's in to score, and Busa, with her speed, able to get herself over to second. So now potentially another scoring opportunity with Brown at the plate, and this one is lined to left. Backing up is the left fielder Mahoney, but it is over her head. Brown making her way, and she will be into second base, standing up. An absolute missile down the left field line. And that gives St. Joseph's the lead. So 2 back-to-back doubles. Completely flips the script on this game as now Dana comes up to the plate. But first, it looks like we'll have a meeting on the mound. We, talked about before, Aquino looking extremely solid in this game, and now having pitched between the 2 games over 8 innings, you've got to wonder if this is it, and it looks like it will. Aquino will come out after 5 2/3. It's now 2-1 St. Joseph's. Aquino also responsible for the runner on second. It'll be Soncia Hughes coming in to pitch.
You've been doing good though.
Hughes, a sophomore from San Antonio, Texas. Last pitched last week, 2/3 of an inning against Buttrook. Gave up 2 earned runs, 4 walks.
He's not the same person, but he's still good enough. He's a good secondary playmaker. I don't think Bronny's there yet. Playmaking. He's gonna make the right play. Bronny's gonna make the right play.
I just need one like clutch three. Just for him to do this.
He's very funny.
He might dunk on his own fuck.
Either way.
Bro.
Either way. I don't care which way.
I need somebody to take a picture when the leaf goes. And it's just Braun looking at him like this. I might cry. That's Braun and Brawny.
So we're here in the top of the sixth. Soncia Hughes in relief of Mia Aquino, who went 5 2/3.
Like somebody showed a picture of him like he was the Cavs and he had first hand.
Only gave up 2 hits going into this inning, but 3 hits, good for 2 runs. And a potential third now standing in scoring position. And that brings Hughes in as now third baseman Dana. Juliana Dana will be the batter. Dana 0 for 2 on the day, popped out and fouled out. Now up to bat here in another potential scoring opportunity for some potential insurance as they now lead 2-1. Hughes now ready. Her first pitch of the evening in the dirt, and it gets away at the backstop. Brown will make her way over to third on the wild pitch. Not the way you want to start an outing, but with 2 outs, certainly just need one good pitch to get out of it. One ball, no strikes. The pitch to Dana, fouled back and out of play. The Golden Eagles bench, which has been relatively quiet this evening, now up on their feet cheering their players. The 1-1 will miss high, now 2 balls and a strike. Coming in these situations, these dirty innings, so to speak, never an easy job for a reliever. The 2-1, low and inside, 3 balls and a strike.
You would have to have a bad year. Would you take her?
I think it'd be a lot of
The 3-1. Popped up high. Shortstop coming in calling, and it's the right fielder, Cardozo, who comes in, makes the catch, gets out of the inning. But St. Joseph scores 2, takes back the lead 2-1, middle of the 6th.
To the European Wax Center on Halsey Street in Newark. Come on in.
That makes sense. That was my favorite. It was the best, but they like that was a fun out. No back. I love no back. Yeah, never know. I'm just shooting slow. And then defense. Then you know they're around the circle.
And then we got Lance Thomas. We got Marco Bellinelli.
Really good. Like that was my next mistake.
Were you a Tingus Finger guy? Like, were you mad at him?
We drafted him or?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was.
Who was it supposed to be? Was it him or what? So, like, because but it was like I didn't know much about basketball back then. But when you said that, it's 7-1.
I thought looking at me
Bottom of the 6th now, Kayla Cardozo leading off. We talked about how important it was for Hertzing to get back on track, and sure enough, she is pitching for the first time of the game with a lead. Rutgers now down 2-1 as the first pitch is low, 1 ball and up to Cardozo. She's 0 for 2 on the day, struck out swinging and struck out looking. Now up to lead off the 6th inning. Hopefully looking to start a rally to potentially take that lead back. The 1-0 sails high, 2-0. And with 6 batters coming up to bat in that 6th, plus a pitching change, this is the longest that Hertzing has had to wait before pitching again, and sure enough, having a little bit of trouble finding the zone here. 2-0 to Cardozo. The pitch, upstairs, 3-0. After Cardozo, it'll be O'Brien and Maury.
His was worse. When J. Cole has to say in a song, "Stay solid,"
The 3-0, inside, ball 4. So Cardozo works a 4-pitch walk to start off this inning. And just like that, the Scarlet Raiders are looking to come back with a vengeance. And that was the name of the game in Game 1, was keep fighting back. They were down 2-0. They came back 3-2. They went down 7-3. They ultimately came back to win that 8-7. Now looking to do the same here as that one's lined above the shortstop's head, and that will be a base hit for O'Brien. That's just the 2nd base hit for the Scarlet Raiders tonight. And they have 1st and 2nd now with nobody out. Destiny Maury now coming up to the plate. She's also 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but this time up with runners on 1st and 2nd and nobody out. A chance at a minimum to tie it and potentially even to reclaim this lead with potential go-ahead run on first base. The first pitch to Maury. Misses low. 1 ball and no strikes.
What's the one where it comes out? That's
They all were like, they hit. It was so old.
The 1-0. And that one is lined, but right at the 3rd baseman, Dana, who makes the catch for the first out. She struggled with that pop out back in the 5th inning, but this one, she's able to handle the soft liner. And both runners, of course, retreat back to their base. It remains 1st and 2nd. 3-1 is sliced foul, making the count full.